Hi, this is John. I'd like to show you our cattle that we've introduced to our small farm here in Zimbabwe. So our cattle arrived here last night, quite late at night. So they stayed on the truck overnight and then we offloaded them this morning. We made this temporary kraal for them. They seem to have settled in okay. Just fixing it up, making it just a bit more secure. So these are the cattle. In their new environment, their new home. They seem to be fairly content, but they will need to go out just now to do some grazing and get some water. This is our cattle kraal, or Dunga as we call it here. It's made out of these movable metal frames, and we moved it to this position a few days ago, and it was in this position before that for about a week to 10 days, I can't remember exactly. And of course the cattle come in here at night and they dung and urinate in this field, and then the idea is, as what we've done here, is we plant grass and green leaf desmodium. So this grass is bracharia and the green leaf desmodium is this here, which is just planted with cuttings. They are rooted cuttings that we just dig up from another nursery, and the grass is also just planted from rooted cuttings. And it'll take very nicely. It's nice and wet here, so in a few weeks this will be a nice grassy, legumy patch, and we'll move this Dunga in a week's time and plant the grass and desmodium in here, and we'll just keep moving along like this through this bushy area here, so that we can start establishing a pasture in this area. So that's what we're doing here, and I think it'll work as we try and transform this farm into a more productive little small holding. Okay, that is our movable cattle crush. So that's where we put the mombies to be able to spray them or to inject them or to inspect them. So it's a very simple system that we've got here, but I think it's very functional and workable. There are mombies. Just come back into the kraal from being out all day. We've had a real struggle with January disease. We've lost 3 animals since we brought them here, so that's always a sad thing. But yeah, at the moment they look alright. The key with this disease is dipping, tick control. So tomorrow we are getting a bull from one of our neighbors. He's going to lend us a red Mashona bull, which I'm very grateful for. And we'll keep that in here for 6 weeks or so. And hopefully he will impregnate these cows and growing heifers, so that we end up with some calves later in the year. Here we have an overhead view of our cattle kraal, the Dunga as we call it. It's quite big for our 27 head of cattle. We move this every week into a new position. So we'll just move further into that bushy area over there. You can see how they've trampled it down. And there's our short race and neck clamp where we can spray the cattle for tick control. And then this area here where it's bare is where the kraal was in the last two positions, and we've planted in here bracharia grass and desmodium legume. In the distance is the first place it was, and the grass and legume have taken off nicely there. We've had good rain since we planted this, so I think it'll come away really nicely, and in a few weeks it'll be covered. This is that little area where we had the Dunga before, and we planted the grass and legume about 2 weeks ago. It's nice to see with all the rain how it's really come away. You see how the legume is sparking up. So the legume is coming nicely, and then the grass as well. The bracharia grass is really coming out nicely. So yeah, it's going to be very well covered in a few weeks time, which is really nice to see. And today we are just working with the cattle a bit. We are injecting them for January disease. It's been quite an issue for us this year, and even though we've been dipping regularly, we also blocked them.
January disease is a disease that's transmitted by the brown ear tick. So tick control is very important, but we can also do what's called blocking by injecting a preventative chemical into the intramuscular part of the animal. It's a low dose, and this just helps to prevent the disease establishing itself in the cattle. So that's what we're doing here, and this should give us preventative measures for the next 3 to 4 weeks.
So this is our bull, this grey bull next to this black cow, and between the black and the brown cow. It's a young bull that one of our neighbors has lent us. He's a Mashona bull. And hopefully he'll do his work here for the next 6 weeks.
So thank you very much for watching. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this. If you have any comments or feedback, we'd be happy to receive it. All the best. Bye.